this thing thinks it's doing. I swear it has a mind of its own. Welcome to anyone watching in the future. The future, future, future. Let me just. It's my last day. Well, technically tomorrow is, but I fly tomorrow, so I don't really know if I count that. But it's my last day up here in Washington, chilling with the fam. We went to the zoo today. It was great. And now I'm here speaking with you fine folk. Hopefully everything's nice. Hopefully the quality is decent to deal with. Hopefully the audio is probably the big one. But I just wanted to take a break, take a breather from my festivities hanging out here to play catch up with you fine folks, see how you guys are doing, and just kind of shoot the stuff back and forth for a little bit, kind of so we could all like take a breath and remember that we're part of a community, and being part of that community means speaking with you guys from time to time. So anyway, as we kind of get rolling with people coming in and out, you know what they do. I just want to say that I'm very thankful to have this YouTube channel, to have people commenting on my videos, people engaging in the live streams, because it does mean a lot to me. Not just for the fact that, like, oh, I'm a part of a community. That's great. It's about this whole social element of it. I don't really have a whole lot of friends in IRL. So being able to interact with people online means a lot. Yo, see Lily, what's good? I've got a buffalo chicken burrito that is completely dripping right here, and I'm starving. So please don't mind me eating because I need this. Mm. Mm. It hits a spot. Next big steps in life. So when I say that, I do legitimately mean that. Hey, and there's Foibles. What's up, my dog? When I do mean next big step in my life, it's going to be a very crazy couple months for me. That is all about the next big step. But before I talk about what's next, I want to talk about what just passed. So when my dad passed away, he left me his motorcycle. And oh yeah, it's pretty good. I'll probably touch on this later when I'm done speaking with you guys candidly about my life, because you guys seem so vested in what's going on with Mace, as I'm sitting here and like, well, what's going on with you guys? Buffalo chicken, telling you, it's great. So here's what just passed in my life. Oh, mukbang, how'd you know? I'm sorry. I just got back. I'm hungry. Went to the zoo today, and I mean, obviously we brought lunch and ate there, but it's an hour drive back, and I'm like, need a little something. No, anyway, so my dad passed away back in 2017. No, 2007. 2007. And he left his bike for me in the wall. And for years, like, my mom's friends held on to it. And we finally got it back up here to Washington, long story short. I've been in debt because of poor life decisions I've made on my behalf. And we ended up selling the bike to be able to pay off that debt. And fortunately, the person that bought the bike also lives here. My stepdad wanted to buy it. So the nice thing is it's still in the family, as it were, and I respect the person that bought it. So the money from that had my loan advisor come out, and we kind of went through my debts, and they're paid off. So we used the money from that to pay off the debts. They're still my student loans that I'm trying to work on a payment plan with. So that's kind of a headache. Just getting that lined up. But oh my God, like, what do we agree out to? It's roughly about $5,700, $5,700 said and done to pay off everything, settle the amounts and everything. So now I'm just waiting for it to reflect on my credit score. So all of those should be reflected between November, December timeframe. So my credit score is going to improve. Oh yeah, the student loans thing is pretty fucked up. I at least want to be paying on them so that it reflects on my credit score that even though I have that debt, I'm paying on it on regular intervals. So that's like the big thing that's kind of left behind. We started out the year strong. I can't default on mine. I can't. There's no way that I can because I want to be able to buy a home for me and my family. So I can't have that kind of stuff hanging on my credit score, which is why this past year I've stayed so due diligent on trying to make all this work. And we started off the year strong. I got $43,000, my largest single debt erased. So it's at a zero amount now, but it's going to be that's going to be completely wiped off the credit score and closed. It's still open, but at a zero balance. It's going to be completely closed in October. Don't know why. That's fucking Riverside Child Support Services. I don't know why it takes that long to close a fucking account, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna get another bite. This shit's fucking yummy, and I need it. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. Yes, that is the next big obstacle that I need to overcome. You're right. Now, before I get on the next piece about what's going to be happening over the next couple months, I wanted to let you guys know that I do plan on streaming for the month of September. I haven't planned it out just yet, but in the next couple days, I will release a streaming schedule. That streaming schedule will be dedicated for Twitch. And the reason why I'm streaming, it's, you know, on one hand, it's like, yeah, I want to be able to engage with my fan base. I want to be able to engage with the friends that I've made online. The main focus of the streaming is to focus on what comes in October. That's the big thing. And in order to do so, I need to have an online presence prior. And I already have an online presence on YouTube. I need to filter it back over to Twitch. I need to get my Twitch numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, right? So what is the next big step? Well, so things are kind of, as with everything else in my life, you have good, you have bad, and then you figure out how to make it work, right? So it's kind of this weird division. So I sold the truck because it wasn't running, didn't have enough money to make it work, to get it fixed up again. And I thought long and hard about it. Might as well get something that's going to cost me less per month. Don't have to think repairs on it because for the most part it's in decent shape, but I spend a crazy amount of money in gas alone. That thing is a gas guzzler. Sell the truck and then figure everything else out. Get a car more currently affordable. Like, so I'm not having to pump, like, I was spending $500 a month in gas at the most. You know, when I was really busy, yeah, but I'd be driving it all over the place doing jobs. But, you know, I was having to fill up my tank like every 2 or 3 days, sometimes every day, depending on where my jobs took me. So the plan was to sell the truck, save some of that money, and then while I'm up here, work. I worked one job the entire time I was up here. So, TaskRabbit this trip didn't really pan out the way that I was anticipating it. That was based upon my other trips where I usually made, if I worked a couple days, I made enough money to pay for the plane ticket. If I worked a few more days, I'd profit and make up what uh, I would have made otherwise. So usually I would come up here, I would work less than half the time I was up here, and I would make a decent amount of coin because it's a different market. You can make more money out here. Yo, member, what's up? So I've kind of been, um, I don't want to use the word destitute because it's not that bad, but having not worked for 2 weeks can really fuck with you and your finances. So I've been kind of close with my projections, but thankfully I've got work lined up already for when I get back home. So I've already got a good jump on sourcing work for the next week. So that's good. So that doesn't push me down too far. Hangs me back a tiny bit, but we'll kind of see once I'm back home and I get back in the swing of things. So I should be able to make enough money over the next 2-3 weeks to then be able to take care of everything that I have to take care of. So not too worried about that, but I'm going to be very, very busy with work. So we're streaming in the month of September as much as we can. Do you have a car? I have access to a car for a little while. That's the plan, is to work as much as I can in the shortest amount of time that I can. That way I can have the money to get a new car. That is the plan. So kind of where I'm at right now. But for a short while, for a couple weeks, I do have access to a vehicle. So to help make the money to get a new car. So like I said, it's rocky, but we've got a decisive plan and we're going to be following through with it, which is very good. Moving forward for the month of September and the streaming. So between work and streaming, I've got to set myself to a dedicated streaming schedule as much as I can. I got to be concurrent on a schedule. And I don't know how many times a day I will actually stream or many times a week. I'm thinking of bare minimum 3. If I can dedicate 3 times a week, they can be longer streams. But if I stream every day, it's only going to be an hour or 2 a piece. That's not going to work out very well. Ideally, for what I'm planning, I would stream a minimum of 2 hours 5 times a week. But we'll kind of see what my schedule pans out like. Have you thought about food delivery? If you look at the history of my channel, food delivery is a bust. Yeah, I make way more money on TaskRabbit than in an entire, like, I can make more money in a single day on TaskRabbit than I can in an entire week doing food delivery. My best week ever. Now, some people do make more money, whatever, but the best week I ever had doing food delivery was $300. And I was working relatively consistently, averaging out at least 8 hours or more per week, but you're not really getting a whole lot per delivery. So, yeah, oh, you're working 8 hours. Oh, you should make all this money. It's like some deliveries can take up to an hour and a half just because how fucked they are. You got to get the ping for where you got to go. You go to the restaurant. Sometimes you got to fucking wait. And then when you finally do get it, the delivery takes you way the fuck out. And it's like, well, do you decline these or do you take? Holy balls, dude! No, 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 no. Foibles, we talked about this. Don't do that because fucking YouTube takes 50% cut. But thank you, Jesus Christ. I will say this though, you can't knock on the ramen, dude. You can't knock on the ramen. Ramen, people think that you buy ramen and then you eat it. No, 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 no. You don't do that. When you get ramen, that's your filler. You got to put all sorts of other crazy stuff in it, right? You got to get some stewed tomatoes, some corn, some okra. You can throw some smoked oysters in there. Like you could hook up ramen. All right. All ramen is it's the foundational structure of the rest of your fucking food, man. That's what ramen is all about, dude. It's like yes, everything does help. So I appreciate it, Foibles, nonetheless. You actually literally single-handedly just helped me meet my cutoff for the month of September. So that's actually good. So instead of having to wait until October for a check from YouTube, you just cleared it all up in one final swoop. Much appreciated, my dear friend. Anyway, let's rewind back real quick. Foibles, when I start the fucking Kickstarter, I better not see a fucking donation from you. All right? The book is yours. It's been more than fucking paid for. All right? I'll sign it with my penis if you want at this point. Jesus Christ. Well, this video is going to be demonetized. That's great. Foibles. My man, my dog. Didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Crack an egg, man. Like I'm saying, you can do all. And that's the next part I want to get into. Is the book. What is this next big step of my life? I'm talking about working and the things I got to do on the daily just to live normally. But the number one thing for the next 20 days, the next 20 days are going to be crazy because it's going to be right. The next 20 days are going to be insane. The next 20 days are going to be out of this world because I need to average 1,500 words per day, that's fucking nothing. I can usually do 1,000 words, in about an hour and a half. It's not just regular typing. You're typing out shit that you're thinking, You're creating a narrative. You're developing a world. Excuse me. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good pace for me. I usually try to do about 4 pages a day. That makes me feel really good. As an average, that's about 1,000 words per day, depending on the word count of the manuscript that you're going to be formatting in the end. But 1,000 words per day, roughly. But I got to do more than that. I got to do more than 1,000 words per day. But it's fine, because we're going to get there, and we're going to finish. And the book is going to be complete. All done deal. I have all my outlines already done. The structure's there. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is when I get back and spend the first 4 or 5 days just dialogue. All the dialogue that is remaining in the book will be done within the next week. And then the other however many days will be formulating the rest of it to coincide with the skeleton of the outline that I have, of the stuff that is remaining. I'm not kidding. I've never written this much on a single project in my entire life. And I've been writing since I was 9 years old, okay? Since I was my son's age, I've been putting pen to paper, okay? For years, I've been crafting one narrative or another, moving from one project to another, having this idea for this story, or these characters are in this element of an environment. And it's like, it took me all that time to finally find the right story that I wanted to tell. And that's Shelter. And that's, even if this book comes out and it's fucking hated beyond belief, I am going to be one proud motherfucker because it's my fucking masterpiece. 3 years of my life are finally coming to an end. Another chapter closed in my life. And it's just, it feels really good to finally get to the point where this is just a done deal. This is it, I can finally move on to the next thing. And that's already what I've been working on, settling these debts and stuff. What do I want to do? What's next once the book is done? Well, obviously get the fuck out of Las Vegas, right? That's the big thing, is to find some place where I can actually set some roots down. Vegas was never really a thing that was going to be long term for us anyway. And that's because it's about that immediacy. So many people, they give up on their dreams and they settle. My thing is, you don't settle. I've done the jobs that I don't want to do while I pursue what I do want to do. I've always wanted to be an author, but I've done what I can in the meantime while trying to figure out what that really means to me. And finally, like I said with Shelter, I found what creation that is. I found what story it is that I want to tell. And that's kind of where I've gotten. I've gotten to the point where it's like, here, this is the story I want to tell. These are the people in the situation that they're in. I hope you enjoy. And too many people give up on it because they look at the amount of effort that they have to put in and how long it takes to receive anything back. It's like, I'm really proud of my little sister. She quit her fucking job started her own company, and she's going through all the startup woes right now. Her whole main focus is making just enough money to make ends meet, so she can continue to get another job and grow and expand her business. These are all these woes that a lot of people stray away from. They look at the hardship, they look at all the things that are involved, and they walk away because to them it's too much. And yeah, it might be too much, but it's all about persevering through it. Shelter, I've written it on a phone, I've written it on an iPad, I've written it on a computer, I've written it on fucking napkins. I have composite books of notes filled with shit from this book. And that's what it's all about. It's like when inspiration fucking hits you and you're sitting right there and you're just going and you're just going and you're just going. Hell, I was writing on the way down to the zoo today, in the middle of us driving. I'm like, oh shit, busted out my phone. Spent a good 40 minutes just writing. Then put my phone away. Mom's like, oh, hey, what's that? Oh, something came to me. Just, And that's what it's all about. It's all about persevering through all of it. Florida and Arizona, two places I would never want to live. Colorado, I mean, here's the thing. I got to be realistic about all this, right? Let's say, because my lease renewal comes up in March, so we need to know 30 days before then, before March 17th. So mid-February, we have to have our decision on what we're going to do. Are we going to renew our lease for another year? Are we going to go month to month? Which month to month sucks because they add on another $250 per month if it's month to month. What do we do? That's the question. What do we do? How do we kind of move forward? We will go month to month if I am in a financial position to where my credit score is finally improving and I'm making enough money to where we can actually move somewhere and buy a home, I will definitely go month to month. I will go month to month where we're at so that I can spend the next couple months finding a new place to live, saving up money for the move and all that stuff. Perfectly fine with all of that. Getting going. If we can't though, most likely we'll move from where we're at to another place because my credit score by that point should be good enough for us to get into a bigger place. Get a bigger place, sign another year-long lease, kind of see where things go from there. But, and here's the big thing. Here's why September is such a... Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, I'm so glad that I could provide some insight on the platform and, give you some inspiration to try it out on your own. How do you like it so far? We need a round of applause for this dude right here. Alex Rojo. Am I saying that correctly? See, that's what makes it all worth it, dude. Dude, I'm telling you. Like, there's a lot of people that I know that have quit their full-time jobs to do this. Now, is TaskRabbit perfect? By all fucking means, no. No, it's not. Is it beneficial to what we were doing before? I think so. Hell fucking yeah, dude. I don't think that TaskRabbit is something that you can do for the rest of your life. I think TaskRabbit is the perfect platform to get your ass in gear so that you can realize and have the mindset of what it takes to actually be your own boss, to actually formulate things on your own. So my suggestion is, hey man, make some business cards. You find a good client that you like that you want to take off platform, what the fuck is TaskRabbit gonna do? Nothing. It's perfectly fine. You hand them your business card, and if they want to fucking hire you again, make sure they hire you directly. So they pay you those rates directly. So that's more money in your pocket. And hell, maybe even cut them a deal. Like, hey, you'll actually save more money if you go with me instead of TaskRabbit because I don't do a 30% total fee on top of the work that I do. You know what I mean? What in the hell? Yeah, so that's what in the hell what? So this is basically what I'm saying. It's a great place for you to learn and expand and kind of get yourself out there and truly be your own boss and take charge and take control. So I'm really glad that you're on the platform. I'm glad that you've gotten your own ass in gear. One up me, will you? What? Did I miss something? How do you do your taxes with TaskRabbit? Do you fill out a 1099? Yes, you do. You do have to do all the independent contractor shit. I know with TaskRabbit, you have to meet a certain cutoff. you have to make $20,000 through TaskRabbit in order to get it. So I'll get it this year, but I didn't get it last year because from TaskRabbit I made I think about 13,000, so they didn't actually get me anything. An emoji applause. Oh, gotcha. So it's a little war going on. So what I had to do is I had to, because they didn't send me anything, I had to input all those numbers on my own. It's kind of a pain in the ass to kind of go through all those invoices and stuff, but it's just part of what you got to do. But you got to remember though, there's a certain cutoff, and if you're making less than $20,000 from TaskRabbit, you're not really going to get taxed for jack shit. And also, as an independent contractor, you expense everything. You expense your phone bill, expense your insurance, expense your fuel costs, your mileage. Well, it's usually typically your mileage is what they go off of. You can individualize it all out, but if you go by mileage, it's a good round calculation. Just keep track of all that stuff. I know QuickBooks has TurboTax has partnered with QuickBooks to kind of automate the whole system. But QuickBooks has an awesome app on your phone that whenever you leave the house for a job, you turn that bad boy on. It saves all of your mileage. So that when you're done at the end of the year, you say, hey, these are the trips that I did. This is how much gas I used. This is all the mileage I did. This is my vehicle type. Blah. You send that all in. They calculate everything. I didn't pay shit in taxes last year. Just because of my operating costs on top of all of my expenses, and then the cost of tools, this, that, and the other. Save all your receipts, right? Save your receipts, scan them in, get it going. You definitely, if you're going to be doing this as an independent contractor, you got to take it seriously. And especially when it comes to taxes, the last thing that you ever want is a tax man to come rolling around, all right? Because he will take everything from you. So, kind of getting back a little bit on track. So September, we're working on the book. We're streaming to build an online presence on Twitch once again, which I already have, but more concurrent. And sorry, get more concurrent on Twitch, which is kind of going to just be fun in general. It's something that I really like to do. So do all these things. Work on the book. First week of October. So between the 1st and the 7th, bam, book is done. Rough draft finally fucking complete. Done deal, right? It still needs to be edited. It needs to be edited and professionally formatted for digital distribution and for print. How are we going to do that? Well, that is beyond fucking me. Look, man, I'm a good fucking writer, but I got to be honest with myself. The editing phase, I'm going to need a little bit of help with that. So what we're going to be doing is for the next 2 weeks, week and a half to 2 weeks, we're going to be working on the Kickstarter campaign, which, once again, you got to work on these things ahead of time. I've actually had notes, outlines, ideas, this, that, and the other, all for the Kickstarter campaign, which is going to actually make it a good streamless transition into actually completing it and having it go out. I got to film the Kickstarter video, which I have a rough draft of the script, but I need to kind of go through it on my own and make sure I practice it, take in and out things. So I have a good pitch video. Got to figure out how to film this damn thing, but we'll make it happen. Release the Kickstarter, share it around as much as we can, and then fucking wait. And then see if we can gain at least enough money to have it professionally edited. If I don't get enough money to have it professionally edited, because it's going to be flexible funding. Whatever money that I do get, I will, because there's different types of editing, right? Ideally, I would want the most professional version of that is where they actually look through the entire book and they assist with, putting things in certain positions, like moving chapters, paragraphs, or whatever around in the correct order, make sure that there's consistency and flow. Whereas the easiest form of editing is that they just check spelling and grammar, which I can really do on my own. Obviously better if you have someone professionally do it, but it's spelling and grammar check. It's too easy. That's why hopefully we can gain enough money to actually have it done the right way. So that's the goal, is to make just enough money to be able to have it professionally edited and formatted. I've already made the cover, which I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen. If you haven't seen it, I don't have any way of showing it right here, right now. Damn. Well, I'll show you in the future, I guess. Yeah, so these are all things that I'm being mindful of. These are all things I'm paying attention to, and put the Kickstarter out there and see how it does. And if it, you know, I don't really think it's gonna do outlandishly great. It's gotta go viral. It's gotta make a shitload. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. Just gotta be honest with myself and y'all. But if it is relatively successful beyond what the initial asking price, of the donation amount, then I will further expand what we're going to do for the story. Essentially, I'm gonna act like none of that money fucking exists because it's already accounted for. It's like when I sold my dad's bike. None of that money in my mind was even accounted for. That was a big $0 because all that money went towards my debt. So, um, any of the Kickstarter funds that come in, a large portion of that has to go to fulfill any buyer rewards kind of thing. Do a book signing. Well, that is one of the reward tiers, is to have a signed copy of the book. That's definitely going to happen. The largest reward tier that I could come up with are going to be, because if you have seen the cover's very simple. It's simple, but it's extremely eye-catching. So the highest reward tier that I'm going to have on Kickstarter, I don't know what the dollar amount it's going to be, but it's going to be an altered proof. So in the literature, and as an author, you get proofs of a book coming in before you have it go like to print, essentially, for people to buy. So you have to have different proofs of different alterations of this and the other come in. Those altered proofs are going to be the highest reward tier because there's not going to be a whole lot of them. And the reason why is I'm going to change it over to where, if it'll make sense if you've ever seen the cover, but it will be inverted because it's a black and white cover with the city of Chicago mirrored upside down, whatever, and top is white, bottom's black, but it's going to be inverted for the altered proofs. Or is it the other way around? No, wait, it's black and then white, so on the bottom. So it's going to be inverted where it's white on top, black on bottom. So that's the goal, is those altered proofs will be signed and shipped off to the highest donors. But there's not going to be very many of those, because you really need one proof for one iteration, but I'm probably going to order about 5 of them just for those reward tiers. So there's not going to be very many of them. And if no one buys them, then I have 5 altered proofs that are not going to be anywhere else. So who knows what happens in the future? Maybe I go to some event or something and find a fan and fucking just have a copy with me and sign it. Here you go, man. There's not very many of these. But that's kind of the thing. I'm excited for it. So I'm getting there. Oh boy, am I getting there. I'm feeling it, Like Gary Vee says, post on 5 different sites 5 different times a week. No, that's true, but the Kickstarter is only going to last for 30 days. The Kickstarter is only going to last for 30 days. I think we'll make the minimum. I think we're going to make the minimum, which is going to be $2,500, where after everything is said and done, I'll have maybe $1,500 to play with for editing, because Kickstarter takes a cut, and then you have to, send out the rewards, and some of the rewards are a physical copy of the book, which I need to have that money to be able to spend on the copies of the books that I pay for myself to send to you guys. Can you order my book from Amazon? That's a wonderful question. I am actually using Kindle Direct Publishing, which they used to have Kindle Direct Publishing was just for the e-reader stuff, and then they had CreateSpace for their print-on-demand stuff. So the answer to your question is yes, because they merged the two into one. So Kindle Direct Publishing, this is why I'm glad you guys are asking this, because I can explain this better. You will be able to buy my book from Amazon. Let's say that you didn't want to contribute to the Kickstarter. Let's say that I want to wait for the reviews. Like, I like Mace, but I don't know if I like him enough to throw money at him, right? I'm gonna wait until I see it come out on Amazon. Holy fucking dog shit! This book has got really good reviews. I'm gonna go purchase it now. If you want a physical copy, you can go buy it on Amazon. If you want a digital copy, you can definitely do that too. Oh yeah, it's gonna. Trust me, the social media thing is very very important, and all that stuff is gonna be gearing up and getting ready. Um, One of the things I would like on the Kickstarter, different goal levels. I want to be able to commission an artist. Help another fellow individual. Like, hey, I really like your art. Would you like to be able to do some art for the book? Oh, that would be great too. I'm not saying like all kinds of crazy shit. Just like maybe about 5 or 6 different images that we can put into the book. Maybe like in the bindings of the when you first open it, and shit like that. Kind of really make it special. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, this is crazy, man. This is something I've been working on for such a long time, and I'm just glad it's finally fucking coming to an end. Um, One way or another, though, if the Kickstarter makes a crazy amount of money, if it makes just enough money, or if it makes nothing, the book's going to be released. It's Having that additional funding will help the development of the book in a professional setting, which I think will just add to it. Um, but if nothing happens, it's coming out regardless. I'm comfortable with the story and everything. Would I like a little bit more polish? Yeah, but it's going to be a crazy amount of money to do that. Also, the bonus is as an independent publisher, publishing independently. In the future, if I gain enough money from it, I can have a second edition of it come out. That's perfectly fine. And so then, we just go from there. Been talking so damn much. Any questions, comments, concerns, grievances, bitches, complaints, anything? Hit me. All right, I'm gonna go grab another beverage. So I'll be right back. Wow. All right. And Fear the Walking Dead is on. I'm back. Sorry about my little excursion away. So, it was a nice little vacay up here, but it's gonna be nice to get back down to Vegas, and get back to normalcy. Previously on The Walking Dead, it's so weird the investment that I've gotten and just fucked off with Walking Dead. I mean, it doesn't matter now. I mean, the series is over with as far as the comics are concerned. I mean, Robert Kirkman was like, I'm fucking done. Oh man, dude. It's like, excuse me, for this past year, every single year I tell my girlfriend the same thing. This is gonna be our year. This is gonna be our year. Started doing that 5 years ago. Initially, each year got progressively worse and worse for just our living situation in our life, and it just felt like we were really going nowhere. We were standing still for so long. And then once we moved out to Vegas, it just got better and better. I moved out to Vegas Christmas Eve. of 2016, right after my youngest son was born. And I was homeless when I first moved out there. I mean, she was living with her mom at the time, but I had nothing figured out. I moved there without a penny to my name, hardly any money for gas in the tank, and it was it was something else, you know. Where am I from? Originally, I'm from good old California. Currently, I'm hanging out at my mom's house up in Washington. Came up for a little vacay. Uh, my son came out for the summer. Long story short, but he lives up here mainly because their schools are so much better than out in Vegas. So I'm flying up to visit them. But right now he for the summer he came down to stay with us, and then I just brought him back up because he started fourth grade. So stay out here for 2 weeks. I head back home tomorrow. Um, but yeah, so I moved out to Vegas homeless, and the courtesy of the USO, they helped me at least have gas for the few first days I was there, and they also hooked me up with G4S, the security company I worked with for a while. So I had people helping me. Oh, absolutely. And we don't plan on staying out in Vegas much longer. I talked about that earlier up in the stream. But yeah, definitely. The schools, yeah, I'm not crazy liberal or anything. And, his teacher is pretty far off on that end. But if what she's doing works, I ain't gonna knock it, man. I mean, he's made so much growth and so much progression since he's been up here. I'm so proud of him, and it's a lot better than where he was before. Once again, long story. But yeah, so it's just been crazy. I moved out to Vegas. I got my shit together. Um, I got my shit together. I was able to build. I was actually, you know, I got to a point where I could provide for my family. I got us in an apartment. Um, I was able, first year it was rough. We were constantly behind on bills, like the core things. Like we were able to keep our utilities on. We were able to keep up with the rent, but there wasn't much after that. We're getting behind on car payments, insurance, this, that, and the other, and it over time we just kept pushing. We just kept pushing, and I eventually found this crazy thing called the gig economy. Quit my normal 9 to 5 day job to have more time with my family. And did I have a lot more time with my family? Yes and no. I was still constantly working, if not more, but I had the option to take a day or two off whenever the fuck I wanted. If I was working for a week and a half straight, just going at it, I'd be like, I need a breather. I need to chill with the fam, kind of thing. And I can do that. I could, the fact that I was able to come up here for 2 weeks, and be able to hang out with my family, that's fucking amazing. I couldn't do that before. And this is coming from my time in the army. That's the whole reason why I got out, is because I couldn't see my family. I couldn't be around my youngest, well, at the time, my son, where I had just the one at the time. And I've always been the kind of guy where I'm in charge of my own destiny. I want to be in charge of my life. You know, I just was never the kind of person that I could, quote unquote, slave away at some job where I'm contributing to someone else's success. What can I do to contribute to my own success? How do I own my own success? And ultimately, that's where the whole book comes from, because this is something that I created. This is something that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into. This is 3 years worth of work that I've put into something. 3 years. I started the book in August of 2016, and the book will be finished first week of October 2019. It's 3 years. Worth it. Every moment of it. Shelter, I started it and I set it down for a while. Started working on another project in the meantime. Eventually picked it back up. Holy shit, dude. I'm so glad that I did. Because I couldn't get that story out of my head. The whole time I was working on that project, I kept thinking about Shelter. And I was like, I gotta get this out of my head, dude. And that was 2 years ago. Started at 3, put it on pause for a while, picked it back up, and I haven't put it down since. I was really close to finishing it, and then a lot of it got wiped away because I didn't back up my files properly. Do you know what I did? I made it better. I still had the skeletal structure, I still had outlines and stuff. Let's do it again. And I did it. better than it was before. It made more sense. It was more coherent. The character arcs were fleshed out so much more. It's like the first round of writing that I did on Shelter was practice. This final version of it, though, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the narrative I've created. I'm proud of the characters I developed. I'm happy to see where it goes, and it's like I've been proud of moments in my life. I've been proud of my kids. But I can honestly say, since getting out of the military, this is the proudest I've been of myself. You know, and I don't mean just the book. Um, Finishing the book means a lot because it's a follow through. It's that I started something and I finished it. And I think that's a really good message for my boys. It's saying, hey, if you're going to start something, make sure you finish it. Make sure you see it to completion. Put everything you got in it, see where it goes. If it goes up, down, sideways, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you took the time, you took the energy, you took the efforts during everything else you were doing to finish it. And that's where I'm at now. And I'm going to be really happy to get it out of my fucking head. I can finally stop fucking talking about it. It's like my family loves me, my family's proud of me, but they don't want to hear about this shit anymore. They just want to fucking read it. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling really good. My life is. I've gone through a lot of. We've all gone through a lot of shit. So without even saying it, y'all know. And I wouldn't change one fuck odd piece of it because it all led me to where I'm at now. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm happy. Truly am. So what else y'all got for me while we're here? I'm waiting for my son to come out and tell me he wants me to make him dinner. I told him, if you're hungry, come get me. So got nothing but time right now. It was raining last night. I have way too much guts to be doing what? Quit your HVAC job? You know, I quit my HVAC job because I was moving to Las Vegas. That was going to happen regardless. But I don't think I've ever told anyone about the first HVAC job that I quit because I quit 2 of them. It's a great industry. I love it. You make a shitload of money. There's a whole lot of good things I can say about HVAC. But at the end of the day, I quit my first HVAC job like almost a week before my actual, because I gave my 2 days notice. But I ended up quitting because they had a class. We did a lot of in-house training. And this particular class was, different ways that we could sell to customers. And the things that we were encouraged to do was kind of slimy. It's like, oh, you're not lying. You're educating the customer on what's best for their system. Well, what if their system doesn't need it? What if they have all the bells and whistles? We'll sell them on a care plan, on a yearly care plan on a brand new system. Not a bad thing, but the first 2 years we're going to come out and look at it, and it's most likely going to be perfectly fine so long they clean their filter. It's just shit like that. Like, we had this one client where she, they told her, hey, you got to call every single month and we'll come out and change your filter. They charge her for the filter. They charge her for the service call for like 3 years. I went into that job one day and I was like, you do realize that the way your filter's at, you could just change it on your own. It's like, well, I don't have the filters though. And it's like, you can buy them in bulk from us for cheaper than it costs them singly. And that's what she did. She bought in bulk, like a year's supply of 12 fucking filters she kept in her garage. And all those service calls were gone from that place. $60 just for us to come out and change a filter. I get it, but it wasn't needed. If we were truly educating the customer on their system, we would show them, here's where you put your air filter. That arrow goes pointing this way. There you go. Done deal. And it wasn't like it was high up or anything. It was a bottom flow. It was an upflow. So you can make a ridiculous amount of money. I'm not gonna lie. I am not a salesman. I started HVAC because I wanted to be a technician. I like to work on shit. And that's the whole reason why I pursued HVAC. I like to, I like to work on non-ops. I like to do maintenances. I like to fuck around with systems and get them working properly. That's what I love about it. The science behind refrigeration technology is fucking fascinating to me, and all the developing technologies behind it are fucking insane. But oh yeah, side note, don't go to fucking school for it. That's where I fucked up. What you need to do, my Mace Valor's advice, is just start as an installer. Start as a helper. Get your foot in the door and be like, hey, I really want to get into this career field. Where do I start? And then while you're doing that, read online like look at stuff online about Universal EPA 608. That is the test that you will take to get your certification, your EPA certification. But once you have that, you can be a service tech. That's all you need. So, really, going to school, is it beneficial? Hell yeah, it's beneficial. You learn all kinds of crazy shit. But I learned more on the job than I ever did in school. School helps with the fundamentals, especially with like if you're not like if you need help learning some shit, yeah, school can definitely help. But in the long run, if you just start as a helper installer, you're gonna learn as you go. That first month, actually physically working on the job, you'll learn and you'll get fucking paid for it. That's my piece of advice. Start working now. Fuck the goddamn school. Start as an installer slash helper. And then while you're doing that, do all the research and shit you can online. Get study, and then pay the $100 to take your Universal EPA, and then there you go. You can always pay to do NATE testing as well. NATE certifications are also a plus. Employers love looking at that stuff like that. And also, if you show your employer, like, hey, I started out as a helper, but I went out of my way on my own and I got these certifications, dude, you're going to fucking skyrocket, okay? That alone, they see that you have the drive, they see that you have the initiative, they'll fucking bump up your paper per hour, no fucking problem, because they love that. It's a skilled trade. It's a very skilled trade. Like they need people that know what the fuck that they're doing. Yeah, they need salesmen. They need people that can sell products and but those products need to be installed properly. So that number one, if you're gonna be a salesman, that's cool. But if you don't know how to fucking hook the shit up, what's the fucking point of it in the first place? Here's the thing, man. I don't knock HVAC. I don't want to go back to it. Is it an option? Is it something that I would do? Yeah, because I love working on this shit. I think HVAC units are great and all that jazz. But the whole mentality, and I totally understand why, because companies have overhead, this, that, and the other. Even with their upcharges, it's their overhead alone is so expensive. So like when a customer would have a part go out, we're supposed to warranty it based upon the manufacturer, and we get paid by the manufacturer to turn it in, or the manufacturer pays us on their behalf to take the correct part and replace it. That's how these things work when it's within warranty. We were told not to bring up manufacturer warranties because we don't get paid as much from the manufacturer as we would from the actual client if they just bought the shit outright, you know. And that's shit like that I just working in residential, it's just a little, you know, it doesn't make me sleep well at night because I don't want I want to make a good living just like everyone else, but I don't want to make a good living based upon taking from others. Well, I want to take your guys' fucking money for the goddamn book. That's fucking true. But at least you're getting fucking something out of it. The HVAC, though, I'm doing what? I'm not truly properly educating you. I'm just trying to convince you. That's the thing. You're trying to convince the client to do X, Y, and Z. It's that part. Never settled with me. Anything else, y'all? Y'all gotta have something. Come on. It says there's 3 win here. Wow, I haven't streamed this long in a while. It's almost an hour. Holy shit. Oh, and of course, you're very welcome for the advice, by the way. I try. What are me and Mike gonna do tonight? He has to go to bed at 9:30, so I gotta find something for us to do. Probably the vape. Um, I've been wanting to give it up for the longest time, but this whole thing with the Kickstarter and the book and all that stuff, it's part of my fuel. And there's been some reported incidences of people dying, and I don't want to fucking die. So, most likely that's going to be the first thing to go. The rock stars, it's really fucking hard because up here in Washington, Fred Meyer, they were on sale for $1 a piece. So naturally, my mom bought 2 cases of them. So the fridge in the garage is fucking loaded with them. So it's kind of hard to say no right now. But the rock stars, I'll probably be able to kick that a little more once I'm kind of settled back home. Still gonna drink them, but like even now, I'm not drinking them the way as much as I used to. Um, the vape though, that's gonna be fucking hard. I have to go cold fucking turkey on that for a while. Cigarettes were really kind of easy to get off of because I had an alternative, but once I don't have this, then I have nothing. So I think once my major stresses and anxieties are no longer a factor and I can just focus on work and my family, once the Kickstarter is up for the book, I can, you know what I mean? Just that's it. So that's another reason why I'm really excited to just kind of get it finished with. It's like once the book is done and the Kickstarter is up, my hands are kind of off until the Kickstarter is complete. I mean, yeah, I got to do the social media thing and constantly talk about it, but you know that's natural. Life will always bring anxiety, though, right? Yeah, it always will. But I don't think it's gonna bring the same kind of anxiety that I've had this past year. Um, at least that's the way I look at it, and that's why I'm saying I got to go cold turkey. I remember when I was in Afghanistan, we went like 3 months without cigarettes because we didn't have any access to them, and it got the first couple weeks were fucking rough, and then we just got used to it. But then when they were finally available again, it just triggered something in our brains, and if I wouldn't have gone back, because it wasn't like I had the urge to smoke nor even the desire, but it was something to do. So I just kicked it right back on. And then it just, you got to kind of give your body time to filter everything out, have the vice present itself again, and you have to have the willpower to say no. Me, I have shit willpower. So I think that's why I really got to do the cold turkey thing. Because less about the physical aspects of it or the mental aspects of it. It's all about the willpower. The willpower is the hardest fucking thing. It's being able to look at it and say fucking no. That's the hard part. So that's where we're gonna go with it. That's the plan, at least. I've been talking for the last year about it, and yeah, I've kicked it off for a week or so, but I've just gone right back into it just because of how easy it was because of lack of willpower on my end. Yeah, this last year has been crazy, man. And I'm finishing off fucking strong, dude. How many people can say that they've become debt free within a year? Willpower to stop these. It's all about willpower. Yeah, there's some more science, biological, whatever the fucks, right? But at the end of the day, it's you being able to look at something and say, no, no thank you. Say no to drugs, right? All that. Well, no, this is an energy drink, Rockstar, but this shit's still fucking bad for you, especially with as much as I've drinking in the past. So, fortunately, I'm not drinking that much anymore. So, that's the thing, though. That's what we talked about. I haven't done that yet. Here's the thing that fucking gets me. Okay, so I've been on the phone looking at my credit score. What do I owe? Who do I owe it to? Who now owns the debt? Like, what collection agency is in charge of it? Let me call these motherfuckers. So ring ring, I call these fuckers up like, hey, my name is such and such. I would like to get my debts fucking paid off. Can we do that today? Great, thank you. But the problem with the school debt is that I live in Nevada. So because I live in Nevada, the collection agency that owns that is in charge of that debt of that account, they are legally not allowed to operate in the state of Nevada. So they're trying to transfer it over to their sister company that can. And I've called them all of this past week and nothing. So hopefully I hear from them in the next couple days so I can get on a payment plan. That's the plan with that, is to get on a payment plan so that I am showing that I'm doing regular payments on it, which will benefit my credit score. Excuse me. So I got on a payment plan with Kohl's because we settled it to $293. That's the settled amount. Perfect. That's a lot all at once. So, because I just paid off everything else, which was 4,700 for the old car that I had repoed back in 2015. Paid off Progressive Insurance, Cox Communications. Like, there's so many other things that I had to fucking pay off that, all right, let's do a payment plan. Here's the first payment today, and on the 5th of every single month, it'll automatically take it out. So that's already set up, kind of set and forget. So I've kind of done that. The school thing, though, I'm trying to even get on a payment plan with them. I'm on the phone with these guys like, dude, I'm trying to give you guys money. I want to get my life in order. You guys need the fucking money because it's the account that you guys are in charge of. So can't we work with each other so I can give you fucking money so I can get my shit fucking handled? I don't know what the deal is with that, but we're gonna find out in this next week. So just got to keep calling, keep figuring out like what's the hang up, what's the deal. So and then hopefully dental too. That's another big one. I want to be able to start my dental insurance. I was gonna do it this past month. I was gonna start at the end of August so that September 1st it would be active, but now I'm gonna start at the end of September, get on my plan, enroll all that stuff, pay them, and that way, beginning of October, my dental will get going, so I can finally get my choppers taken a look at, so I don't have to keep squirting this shit in my fucking mouth. So we all have plans. Look, man, if I bitch, moan, and complain all the time, but why do I do it? You know, take a look at the problem that you have presented in front of you. Acknowledge what it is. Acknowledge all the issues with it, all the faults, all the obstacles that are presented in front of you. You can't ignore it. You have to acknowledge everything. And then once you've acknowledged everything, all right, that's an issue. How do we fix it? Acknowledge the problem and then find solutions. That's what I'm all about. And that's what I've done. Oh, yeah. Also, anyone and everyone that donates during the Kickstarter will get their name in the book. It will be printed within the book, not within the book. There's going to be a special thank you page at the end. What that's like kind of the same for most Kickstarters anyway. So remember when the time comes and you guys make your Kickstarter profiles to choose a name that's gonna piss off a lot of people when they fucking read it. Jesus Christ. So here's the bonus about being a veteran is I get extremely discounted dental because of my disability percentage. So I think it's like $60 a month, and that's for their highest tier coverage for it's both Delta and MetLife dental insurance. I haven't picked out specifically which one yet. I gotta like sit down and actually go through them and see the pros and cons of both of them. But yeah, so it's gonna be roughly $60 a month. But the first year that you're on, they don't do anything major. They don't do root canals. They don't do anything cosmetic until after a year in the program. If I would have known that this was available to me a year ago, I would have fucking started it a year ago. But constantly learning new stuff, and I just picked up on that about a month and a half ago. So that's, about a month ago actually. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at now. But that's luckily. I looked at dental insurance, just civilian status, like outside of any VA discounts or anything like that. And it's like $250 a fucking month. And that's without doing anything wild on your teeth. That's like, all right, well, pay us $250 a month, to insure your teeth, and we'll give you occasional cleanings and shit, and your copay is still a shitload of fucking money. It's like, what the hell, man? Yeah, but that's after like a year, I think. I got to go back and double, triple check, but I'm pretty sure that that's an option after so long. Um, but the copay, even on stuff like that, is still really expensive. It's like $500 a tooth. But we'll see. Hey, you hungry for dinner?
Yes.
What would you like? The buffalo chicken stuff or something else?
Burger.
You want me to make you a burger?
Burger.
I think we have one bun left.
Hello.
Hey, this is my oldest son, Michael. Michael.
I'm 9.
Yeah. Oh, they're all shy. So they're shyer than you.
My teeth are shaking because it's cold.
It's not that cold out here.
No?
No. I know why your teeth are shaking, because you're thick-lipped. They're just talking about dental insurance and how it's a scam.
What's dental insurance?
It's insurance for your teeth. Like how blah, 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 blah.
This-
Like, yep. Like how you have... Oh, tell them how you did that.
I dived in the pool and I hit it and it broke, and then it broke again. I got it fixed and it broke again because
How'd it break the second time?
I went sledding, and when I was coming down the hill with a snowboard like right in front of my face, and I was like, and it broke out so easily. I have no idea how that was so easy. I was like, it like hit my tooth. He was like, this is like a soft board. I don't know how it came out so easily. Maybe the glue on it or something like that worn out.
Yeah, they kind of like resined his tooth back on or some weird shit like that. The first time.
And it fell in the snow, and I was looking for it, and I was gone. I crying. It was on 4th of July.
4th of July, that's in the middle of summer. Sure, it wasn't in the winter?
No, we went somewhere when it was snowy.
In the middle of summer in Washington.
No, 4th of July. Yeah.
That's the middle of summer.
I know.
I'll have to ask Mama.
It was a different planet, 4th of July. For fireworks and stuff.
I thought you guys went to like Glacier Falls or something like that.
We
And
did.
and you hit your head on a tree. I thought that's what happened.
No, I hit my head with the board.
Yeah, you want me to get the grill going? You want to make you a burger?
Ooh.
All right, go ahead and say goodbye to everybody.
Hey, bye.
You almost hit me. As always, I'm your oh so glorious and beloved Mace Valor.
Goodbye.
Signing off.
Chicken.